And they are both too kind, and she doesn't even know how to react to this robot girl. Then asks if she is really an uninvited guest, and she is a guest of the Archmage who invited her to talk. While the little girl claims that he said something about asking her, Quirr claims that he is just talking like that, and if he had considered her a trespasser, he would have handed her over to the knights, so Lady Remillion is an honored guest. The protagonist thinks what a relief this is. Meanwhile, the robot claims that serving the Great Master's guests is normal for her, so let the lady not worry and take her services for granted. The main character then thanks the girl and claims that she will do so. Claire then states that she wants to emphasize that she is much more competent than Vidian. The main character thinks that this girl is a robot created by Vidian. Not all robots are similar to humans, and their appearance depends on the magician who created them. Therefore, to create such a complex robot indistinguishable from a human advanced magic is needed. The mere existence of Quer suggests that the magicians of this building are incredibly powerful. There are 5 subtypes of magic in this world. They are elemental dimension, creation, primordial, and special. It seems that Vidian has creation magic. The girls are also curious about what kind of magic she has. A little while later, she asks if she can really wear this, to which the robot replies that of course that's why she brought this outfit. But the main character looking at the clothes thinks whether this dress is too extravagant for a guest. Claire says that it's a pity that this dress is not custom-made, but next time they will sew it for her. The main character is then surprised and says that this is more than enough. But at that very moment, the robot receives a notification, and she says that it looks like something happened. Therefore, she will have to leave the lady for a short while, after which the main character agrees. And Claire leaving says that another Mac might visit her, and she will ask for a pass to the building, so she should carry it with her. The young lady says that she understood, after which she remains alone in the room. The girl sits down on the sofa, but a little while later, she hears someone knocking. This man claims that he is from the elementary lab, and also has her pass which the girl asked for, after which he enters the room and asks if this is the same ill-mannered child who dared to address the Great Master. The little girl understands that she remembers this man, and that he is Glare Sanros, that is the villain who harassed her mother. At this point, he asks if the little girl was serious about this, since she is just some little thing. He also turns around and asks where the doll went, since he thought she would be there. Remillion claims that she had some things to do, after which the man says okay, and also asks what the girl's name is, to which she replies that her name is Remillion. And the guy asks about her last name, to which the little girl replies that she doesn't have one, and the villain wonders if she's such a nobody, as she thinks she is, that she can just walk around there. The girl then realizes that it looks like he is still the same worthless nobody, and then she asks what the old man's name is, but he claims that he is not an old man to her, after which the little girl changes and asks if it would be better to call him an old man. Well, the man gets angry about this, and only then claims that it's not that important. And also his name is Glare Sanros, and let the girl not forget it. The young lady then thinks that she only has to look at how angry he got because of one word. And this guy thinks he's all cool. The man at this time claims that he's sure they'll figure out that she's a fraud without his help. And the young lady thinks, what is this about? He himself spread rumors about her mother being a fraud, now she is. And the man claims that they said that elves are amazing creatures, but she is an exception. The little girl then thinks what an idiot he is. And also, this is a real non-entity. Considering women stuck, he is even worse than she thought. The girl also understands that her mother had to deal with this freak, and on top of that, he is more reckless than ever because he is only there because of his connections. The baby also understands that Glare is the rotten apple of this building, and if she gains Cage's trust, she will immediately finish off this man. A little while later, a robot enters the room and apologizes for being late. She also claims that the Great Master will be free soon. The main character then says that there is no need to rush, but the woman claims that she was gone for 14 minutes and 27 seconds, so she apologizes for letting her guest down. Remillion claims that everything is fine, and the robot says that this is good, and also asks if the lady needs anything, and maybe he should bring her some tea. The little girl then says no and thanks her, but asks if she can ask something. After which, the woman claims that she will answer all the questions, and the young lady asks, what kind of person is the Archmage? Claire then thinks about it well. A little while later, She claims that he has a disgusting character, and he also calls such a beautiful robot as her a useless doll. Remillion understands that even if an emotionless robot says such and such, everything is probably worse than she thought. But Claire tells Lady Remillion not to worry, her wishes will come true. The girl then replies that she didn't say anything, but the lady with the blonde hair says that according to her data, there is a high probability that Lady Remillion came there to become the Archmage's apprentice. But the little girl says that she had no such intentions, and the woman claims that she is sure that after a few training sessions, the Archmage will see her potential. Well, the little girl then says that this is not why she came. However, at that very moment, a man enters the room, and the girl realizes that he is there. A young man with blonde hair also enters the room and addresses Lady Remillion, saying that he hopes she has not forgotten him, and that his name is Vidian. The girl claims that of course she hasn't forgotten, and he is Mr. Vidian Clailmer. The guy with the blonde hair is then surprised, and says that the lady even remembers his full name, and to be honest, he is touched, because she has a wonderful memory. But at that very moment, the brunette turns to Vidian and tells him to be quiet. The main character understands that this guy has an incredible power of presence, and she didn't even realize it right away, but he's quite scary. The young man with blonde hair only smiles after this and says that in front of the lady is the owner of this building, that is the Archmage Cage Rel. He also asks if he is not handsome, to which the main character replies that he is. And the young man with blonde hair says that it looks like she doesn't agree, to which the little girl replies that this is not so. The robot woman says that this is quite normal, because he may be outwardly handsome, but this does not mean that everyone should like him. The little girl then looks at Cage and realizes that he seems angry. Then the girl says that she imagines it, that the owner is the most handsome of all she has ever seen, after which silence hangs between them. But Vidian interrupts him by starting to laugh and saying what a relief it is, because usually everyone is afraid of the brunette. And to be honest, he doesn't use his face properly, but today he succeeded. After which they head to the doors, and the robot states that unfortunately she cannot agree with Lady Remillion's statement, and she will see everything soon. The little girl then wonders if she has mixed everything up again, after which she bows to the man and apologizes, and also says that she did not mean to offend him. But the brunette is only interested in why she is apologizing, and whether she really lied, and that is why she is apologizing. The main character replies that no, and she was worried that she offended him when she talked about his appearance, after which the guy asks if she was lying, to which the little girl replies that she was not. Cage claims that he does not forgive liars, and until it comes to that, he will ignore it, to which the baby thanks him. And Vidian just says, "What a great master is handsome." Brad then tells the assistant to stop and also take his clumsy doll and leave. Quirr claims that she is not a clumsy doll and asks him to reconsider his statement. But the man claims that this is what he wanted to say and then tells them to leave. He also claims that he is in a hurry, so he suggests finishing it quickly. Vidian claims that he will wait outside and wishes her a productive conversation with the most handsome man in the world. After these words, the man only uses his magic, and a magic ball flies past the assistant's head, after which the door is locked. And the brunette turns to the young lady and asks if she said that she is a half-breed elf. As he already said, he does not forgive liars, especially when it comes to such serious topics. Then the guy sits down and asks what evidence there is that she is an elf, and although her hair is similar, it is not enough. The girl then talks about Runia and claims that he is studying the ancient runic language used by the elves. Cage then only asks who she is and whether she is a spy from the continent. The girl immediately shakes her head and says that of course not. The man then claims that he is listening to her. The little girl replies that this is good, and in her mind, she thinks that everything will be fine, because it's easy, after which she begins to use the spell. And the man seeing this is surprised. A magic ball appears in the hands of the young lady, and the girl remembers how she and her mother were on the seashore. The little girl asked her mother if the real oceans were really that beautiful, but the woman replied that they were much more beautiful, and she is so sorry that she can only show her this with magic. The little girl then told her mother that everything is fine, and she is also happy just to be near her. Now the young lady understands that they often used this magic when Mom was lonely, but after the escape they stopped and so much time has passed. Remillion then tries to hold back his tears and understands that it is not the time for this. At this time, the brunette says how interesting it is that the girl used primordial magic and not creations. The young lady understands that he has shown interest and wonders if this means that he believes hers. And the man claims that although he understands that she may have an important key to Runya, this does not prove her origin. After all, anyone can learn this language. Remillion thinks that things are bad because he can kick her out. The man says that however he is interested in something, after which he comes closer to the girl. And she claims that she said that her elf mother taught her this, to which the little girl replies that this is true. And the man asks if she wants to say that alphas exist. Remillion replies that yes, and that is why she came to him. After all, she wants revenge, so she asks to let her stay. A little while later, the assistant already turns to the archipelago and asks what he is talking about, because this is too harsh. The man then asks what exactly, to which the guy with pink hair replies that he is talking about the condition that he put the young lady. Vidian wonders if it is even possible to win a gem duel against their mage, and he understands that she has talent, but the girl is still a beginner. Brene claims that in the entire history of the archipelagos, there were only 2 students, and they both got to Edifice by defeating the magician. So if he had just accepted this girl, who knows what would have happened? Vidian says that you can't argue with that, but he wonders if it wouldn't be better to gradually train her to, which the brunette replies no. And he also feels that the girl will pass this test, and he is confident that the young lady is capable of becoming his student. At this time, Quer takes the main character to her room, and she is surprised, and also says how big she is. The robot woman says that Lady Remillion deserves such a room more than anyone else, and the little girl understands that in fact she is the daughter of a king, but lived in poverty. So, for her to have such a huge room is a great joy. At this time, Kavir claims that she will put away the mistress's things, to which she thanks her, but at that very moment, the young lady's stomach begins to rumble. Quer immediately claims that she was short-sighted and will immediately prepare food for Lady Remillions. The little girl then worriedly says that it is not necessary and everything is fine. Well, the woman just asks to wait a little, after which he hands her a book and claims that while the leader waits, he can familiarize himself with the rules of the duel. When the woman comes out, the young lady says that she really is okay, and also thinks how much enthusiasm there is in Quer. The little girl also looks at her book and understands that it looks like this is a set of rules, which she must follow. The first rule is that during a duel she must break her opponent's stone, and the second is that she is forbidden to cause physical harm to her opponent. And also, even the lightest magic is capable of breaking a precious stone. At this time, the little girl remembers how the man asked if she wanted to say that elves exist. The little girl replied that her mother was sealed in a magical vessel, and she heard that the vessel could be found on the black market. But unfortunately, she doesn't have any precise information, so all we can do is wait. The man then asked if she wanted to make a deal with the Archmage to find out more information about the vessels, to which the young lady replied that yes, and she also wanted revenge, so she asked to be allowed to stay there. After all, she wants to train to become stronger. The man answered that it was understandable, and the girl thought that maybe it was too much of a request and things were bad. After which, the young lady claims that she understands that Runya's knowledge may not be enough, but Cage says no, and this is quite enough. However, Edifice is based on traditions and rules, so a girl must earn her place in it with her own efforts. Remillion replied that she agreed, and the man then said that it was great. Now the robot brings the young lady food and says that her dinner is ready, after which he invites her to come to the table. A little while later, the main character is already passing with the gem, and Quer says that she is glad that the Lady Pass works as it should. The girl also says that this is good. The lady with pink hair then wonders if she can ask who gave it to her. Remillion claims it was a man named Glaire Sanros. Quer asks if the girl just said Senros, after which she claims that she is sure that he caused the lady a lot of problems. After this, the main character only answers with bewilderment that yes, and to be honest, he insulted her until the very end and called her a fraud and a brat. The lady with pink hair then says that this is unacceptable, and this parasite must be fought. But the main character turns to Quer and offers to eat first because she is hungry. Quer then tells Lady Remillion that this man has shown unforgivable behavior towards the Archmage's esteemed guest, and the master, as well as Vidian, should be informed. But the young lady says that they have no evidence to which the woman replies that this is true. Remillion also stops and says that everything is justified, however it's normal. She wants to be the one who will repay him for everything. The robot then asks what the ladies mean. And the main character claims that she will challenge Claire Sanros to a duel. The girl understands that she immediately understood who she would choose when she heard about the duel, and she has 3 reasons why it should be him. The first is that he lacks the skills to be the Mage of Edifies, and the second is that she won't feel bad if she beats him, because he deserves it. And the last and most important reason is that she had already managed to study his behavior in battle. His fighting style and personality therefore knows how to defeat him, and if she uses her knowledge, she can definitely win. The robot at this time claps his hands and says that Oka is Oka, and this is a wonderful plan. The girl claims that she read it in the manual, and the Duel of Gems is a place where pride and self-esteem team. The woman claims that this is right, and especially if someone loses to someone who looks much weaker than him. The girl then says that Quare said it perfectly, and she plans to win. After which, the woman says that she would like to note that this pest uses elemental magic that wins duels, and in particular, he uses ice magic. After which, the woman asks what kind of magic the lady has, to which she replies that she doesn't know yet. Quare says that it is interesting and wonders if she can use her power anyway. Remillion replies that her mother taught her ancient elven magic, and also she only read about modern magic but did not study it. The maid then says that the lady is a genius, but she, a little surprised, claims that she doubts it very much. After which they approach the table, and the robot claims that she has prepared a modest dinner, and she also hopes that the lady will like it. But the main character, looking at this whole table, asks if this dinner is really modest. The lady with pink hair replies that since she doesn't know her preferences, she prepared different versions of the dishes. And the young lady understands that there is no golden mean for her, after which she tries to smile. A little while later, she sits down at the table and remembers her mother, who handed the girl some potatoes, and asked if it was tasty, and also if there would be more. The young lady then asked what about her mother, but she answered that she was not hungry. Now the maid asks whether the lady didn't like the food, to which she replies that it wasn't at all. And also, everything is wonderful, but the lady with pink hair asks if the lady has already eaten her fill, and the child needs to eat a lot. Remillion then says that she just suddenly remembered her mother, and she is now in a dangerous place. And she also feels bad because she is the only one enjoying such delicious food. The maid only looks at the young lady after that, and she thinks that she shouldn't have said something, and then continued eating. Now she feels worse because Quare prepared all this for her. The robot at this time asks if the lady would like to talk to the Archmage about her mother's situation. The girl then replies that yes, and the woman claims that she also understood that since she is an automaton, it is difficult for her to understand the entire human spectrum of emotions. However, her creator Vidion is full of family love, so she can draw some conclusions, and her appearance is the appearance of Vidion's late elder sister. The young lady is a little surprised after these words, and also understands that behind this smile, there is a sad story. The woman at this time claims that she dares to assume what her mother would feel. She would be sad that the lady eats so little. The young lady then remembers her mother and says that Quare is right,